Picture this. Midway through a high-stakes boardroom meeting, Claire's slide flickers to a bar chart showing campaign growth. Mark, her boss, leans forward, narrows his eyes, and says, "Is this really what we're calling a strategy these days?" The room drops into silence. Air goes stale. Claire's heart pounds so loudly she can almost hear it. But what they didn't know, Claire was already preparing her silent payback. And by the time the meeting ended, Mark would be the one apologizing, without Claire ever uttering another word. From that moment, Claire felt something shift. An invisible line that separated past tolerance from a steely resolve she hadn't known she possessed. The onset of a war fought not with words, but with strategy. Not with aggression, but with intelligence. Claire's day began like any other. Dawn broke over the city, pale light filtering through her apartment's sheer curtains. A fresh cup of green tea steamed on the counter. She brushed her hair in the mirror, smoothing out nerves she wouldn't acknowledge. Today was the pitch day, and she had rehearsed her presentation countless times. Walking into the office, she greeted the receptionist with a warm smile. It was her nature, to be courteous, approachable, professional. All morning, her confidence built quietly, processing data, cross-checking KPIs, adjusting slide decks. Her PowerPoint presentation was a tapestry of her intellect and labor. Overhead lights cast soft halos on her perfectly organized files. By mid-morning, the boardroom buzzed with anticipation. The polished mahogany table reflected polished faces, including Claire's. She opened with poise. "Today, I'll walk you through the campaign performance and upcoming strategy." The first slides displayed well-structured success metrics. Engagement rates climbed, conversions surged. She paused to let the data sink in. Then came the sentence that jarred the peaceful current. "But is this really strategy?" said Mark, his voice cold and clinical. He didn't raise his voice, he didn't need to. The message landed hard, sharp. The air caught in Claire's lungs. Her heart hammered an alarm. This was no misstep, this was dismissal, a professional bruise meant to mark her. Internal monologue. Was my work so flawed? Did I miscommunicate? She remained silent. The boardroom stared. Her throat stung, but she did not blink. Afterward, she walked back to her desk, shoulders tight, but steps unwavering. No outburst, no tearful retreat, calm. She opened her notebook and wrote, "Patience, precision, proof." Underlining each word, Claire drew a single line beneath, a silent vow to herself. That evening, her apartment was quiet. The city lights twinkled in the distance. Claire brewed chamomile tea and curled up on the windowsill. Her notebook lay open, empty except for those 3 words. She traced them with her fingertip, tasting their weight. Internal monologue. Anger? Maybe. Hurt? Definitely. The sting. She exhaled, long and slow. If I fight with loudness, I lose more than the moment. I lose dignity. She replayed every second of that corporate temple, dissecting every glance, every word. She wasn't searching for errors in her slides. She was hunting for a way forward. Something better than vindication, something strategic. Around midnight, Claire realized she hadn't yet cried. That, to her, meant something. She closed her notebook, grabbed a blanket, and slept, sitting up against the wall, resolve flickering brighter than any star outside. The next morning, Claire carried herself differently, poised, reflective, quietly determined. She didn't speak of the incident. Instead, she focused on her work. First, she examined her sent emails. Many proposed ideas Mark had ignored. She highlighted each, time-stamped them, and sent them to a private archive folder. Board backup. Second, she reached out to Linda in finance. "Coffee," she texted. At a cozy cafe, Claire spoke of general campaign trends. No blame, no complaint. Linda responded thoughtfully. "You've got depth in your numbers," she said. "It shows." Claire let the words sink in. She didn't mention Mark. She just listened. Later, she found Javier from product in the break room, quietly finishing a snack. Claire struck casual conversation. "I'd value your take on that slide deck, wanted to ensure clarity." Javier skimmed it. He paused, looked up. "This is solid, clear, uses the data well." His tone was supportive yet sincere. Claire nodded, grateful. Internally, she noted. No menacing alliances, just understanding. That's enough. Then she sat down with Mia, a junior analyst who often shadowed her. Mia spoke quietly of Claire's calm energy. "You handle everything so well." even when things go sideways. Claire didn't brush it off. She accepted it as a seed of leadership. By the end of the day, Claire's folder of evidence included 3 ignored email suggestions, 2 congratulatory client messages forwarded to her, a half-dozen internal acknowledgments, KPIs better than expected, and, equally important, she had allies, some silent, some quietly supportive. Claire's strategy crystallized. She'd lead the next boardroom presentation. Mark would think it natural. She'd showcase her best work. No name-calling, no accusations, just facts and meticulous data. She'd let the truth speak for itself. First, she scheduled a time slot. She phrased it as a team move. "I can share updated figures, then hand off to Mark," she emailed. He approved. That evening, she studied the boardroom layout, chairs, projector angle, lighting. She practiced in a quiet conference room. She recorded voice memos. "Thank you for being here." Crisp, methodical, confident, no edge, no resentment. Day by day. Day 5, printed handouts in soft ivory. Polished slide deck till her reflection shimmered on the screen. Day 4. Gathered physical metrics posters, charts she could point to if needed. Day 3, ran through with Mia. Not a dry run, just practice. Mia said, "Your calm is commanding." Claire simply nodded. Day 2, checked projector cables with IT, reviewed seating chart, quietly ensured Max from analytics would be present. Day 1, slow stretch, early to bed, visualizing room light, seeing applause in her mind. Her apartment buzzed with silent tension each night. She meditated, her breath steady. She read on negotiation strategies. She even wrote a letter, not to send, just to clarify her courage. "I choose strategy over confrontation." On the morning of the meeting, Claire woke at 5:30 a.m. The apartment was dark. City lights blurred through rain-smeared windows. She brewed black coffee. Electric hum of the kettle. She poured water with deliberation. Each drop, a heartbeat. She dressed in a crisp white blouse, her blazer, navy. She applied makeup with quiet precision and gathered her folder labeled Board Backup. Walking into the office, the early morning stillness felt like an audience waiting for a performance. She greeted security, the receptionist, not as the woman who'd been dismissed, but as a professional ready for her moment. At 8:45 a.m., she knocked at the boardroom door. She entered. Silence. Chairs swiveled. People murmured quiet greetings. Mark stood there, phone in hand. He paused when he saw Claire. Something flickered in his expression. Uncertainty, maybe recognition. Claire nodded at everyone, distributed handouts, then took a seat at the head end. She didn't rush. She breathed, waited until everyone was seated, then quietly said, "Good morning. Thank you all for being here. I'm here to present campaign performance and strategic recommendations." She clicked. Slide 1 glowed, the email where her thoughtful suggestion went unanswered. She let it linger. Slide 2 appeared. Campaign analytics. Lines, bars, percentages. Client engagement data shining bright. Claire spoke clearly, quietly. "These metrics are a direct result of adjustments I suggested." Slide 3. Client testimonials. Quotes in italics, italicized praise. She paused, looked at the clients in the room. Their eyes reflected affirmation. 4. Internal feedback. Linda, Javier, and others who'd acknowledged her work. No grandstanding, just quotes. 5th slide, roadmap for next quarter. Methodical, polished, team-oriented. This isn't just my work, it's ours. All the while, Claire maintained composure, no tremor in her voice, no escalation, just reason. Mark tightened his lips. Claire locked eye contact gently, unflustered. The atmosphere shifted from expectation to contemplation. Then, long pause, molecules drifted. Claire ended. "I wanted to ensure the full context was visible to everyone." Silence. Then Mark rose slowly, clearing his throat. The entire room held its breath. "Claire, I owe you an apology. I was dismissive. My comment was unprofessional. You demonstrated professionalism, capability, and depth today. I am sorry." Applause rung softly. Claire exhaled. Relief, dignity, triumph folded inside her. Post-meeting, people clustered. Hushed congratulations. Mia approached. I felt your strength today. Claire's smile was gentle, proud. She didn't boast. She acknowledged, thank you. Linda offered Claire an upcoming project leadership role. Claire accepted with humility. Inside, she felt buoyant but grounded. Later that afternoon, Mark approached her desk. He offered genuine praise in front of her team, clear, public. It felt seamless. It felt real. Claire accepted it with grace, a handshake, and a nod. That evening, she returned home. The apartment was quiet, safe. She sank into her favorite chair near the window. A candle flickered. She journaled. Today, I chose silence. Today, I chose clarity, not conflict. Today, I earned respect. She closed her notebook and looked out at the city lights. She whispered to herself, silence can speak louder than words. If you found yourself in Claire's shoes, facing public humiliation, what silent strategic move would you choose? Would you confront? Withdraw? Plot subtle victory? In the comments below, share your story. I read everyone and I'm always inspired by quiet strength. If you believe in the power of composed, strategic action, don't miss the next story. One silent moment changed an entire department's culture, without a single raised voice. Watch it now.